Hello all. Hello, hello, hello. Let's jump straight into the stream. Working before we go. Make sure my mic is in a good spot too. Face actually be that way, like completely turned around. Probably not. Maybe. We'll see. It's just what? A bit of a mic delay. What I can see on OBS, which is a bit weird. Hopefully it's caught up now. Yeah, because I feel like if his head's turned all the way around, I almost feel like that's just the wrong way. I might actually have his head tilted slightly. Yeah, that's way better. So far, we'll see. There we go. It looks like. There we go. Way better. Options like there. Does. Go. Starts to actually look like an image, which is great. Always a good sign. Right. Hairline is just way too close to his head. First. It's way better. But also probably make his ear slightly bigger. Maybe. A little bit too fluffy of an eyebrow. But there we go. Like it's in the wrong spot, but that's okay. We'll test it. Yeah, sometimes I just get this indication that something's just off, which I feel is, pretty normal. Forehead's too straight, needs a bit curved, a bit more curved, stuff like that. Nose ain't right, not yet. Just erase that fire line there. This doesn't work. Slowly getting the right shape. But I'm thinking I might even eventually end up breaking up these two panels so then right next to each. And not just because they kind of break the, well, because they do break the 180-degree rule, because like I need to establish just a bit more what's going on. Don't like his smile. Might keep it a little more subtle. Very neutral face. Face is a little soft going. Cute, but so little of rat shit. That kind of also looks right up next. There we go. Bit of distance, but I know, right there. Yeah. No, he'd actually be. There'd be a little bit more of him. A little bit more of him, not just a little tuft. Shadow, where Ratchet is, has like separation. That being said, make it so that it's not just Dogen's head. Or drink him and then some shoulders and stuff. Wrong way to. Should know, I've drawn beards. Any. Especially on Dogen. Hey, Linus, how you doing? How are you? How's your day been? Better. Or incrementally better. It'll do. It'll do. Was learning to sing Everybody's Changing. Nice. I remember that. Which song that is. Or maybe I haven't heard of it, actually, now that I think about it. flat. Today's streaming BGM sounds high class and expensive. Well, joke's on you, it's a Legend of Zelda song. Which, to be fair, is pretty high class. I've just got chill game music on, so it's Cass's theme from Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Oh my good fucking lord! It's the gorgeous man himself, Mouse. Hey, how you doing, Zombie Slayer? How you been? Doing a bit of drawing, bit more drawing, as it were. And like, yeah, I didn't like the flat textureless part of his back of his head, so I'm just giving him a little bit more like roughness. You well just ate a bunch. How about me? I'm doing good. Yeah, work today, so was busy, but a good kind of busy. Working from home, so things were good. Picked up a new, picked up some more coffee beans and stuff, and that was really real nice. Um, so the coffee that I drink, um, I drink a butterscotch and dark chocolate blend, which is absolutely delicious as a coffee. Now you're drawing last stream. You didn't draw shit. You just colored. Yeah, that's why I brought it up. Why I brought up the drawing. We are drawing today, and we may be coloring. We'll see. I do love that I signed off last time's stream with just fuck you, and then just silence. You do love some butterscotch. This is a really good coffee for that. Then it's genuinely super smooth, super lovely. Would recommend. It's Saint Ali's blend. They have a few different names and stuff, but like that's the way. I think it's called Wake Up Blend, and it's real good. And Logan needs some more shoulder. All right. You did do that, but at the same time, you laughed from it. So who cares besides Karen's or whatever? Yeah, exactly. I know my audience. I know that y'all would laugh at that. So I did think it was funny too. Took absolutely no offense, of course, but then I was just like, yeah, fuck you, and then just signed off. Alright, I'm gonna need this stand to be slightly higher then, as a result. We're down at the ground. Can't see shit. Yes. That's too thick. That's too thick. Oof, that's angular. Dang it. What kind of an illustrator am I? Can't draw a straight line. Fill out a straight line. Also, last time you were talking about loving Dishonored and Spec Ops The Line since they feel real because of your actions. Isn't that called continuity? Not sure you wouldn't know. Continuity? Yeah, that makes sense. It's definitely character or story continuity at the very least. So, yeah, I love that in games. I love continuity just in general. I adore. I adore Back to the Future specifically because of what they do with the continuity in that movie. And Mouse, you sent me a video in Discord to me specifically. Let me check. I did notice that you reached out to me on Discord. I haven't seen the video. However, or are you asking if you can send it to me? Either way, yes. Please send that through. Send that through to moi. Also, just as like an FYI, I am thinking the next game we'll play will actually we will probably be what's it called? Alan Wake. I'd actually be really keen to play some Alan Wake. 'Cause I also want to play Control, but I want to play Alan Wake before I play Control, so I may as well just play Alan Wake. Yeah, Back to the Future in 1985. It's the Twin Pine Malls, but since Marty runs over one of the trees, it's Lone Pine Mall. That's cool as fuck. Yeah, it's such a cool little thing. And like there's little like bits of continuity like that all throughout the first movie. And I think the second movie, of course. But it's super cool. And I do love that. I love that and stuff. Don't feel right. But there. Let's grab a perspective ruler actually. Just be safe. Aren't sure about perspective, just be safe. Where am I? Go. Ugh. I might not set that. That's pretty rough. That's a pretty rough line, really. Whoop. Yeah. Fun. Then I've set the flat line. Actually, that's not true. I got a few more to set. Okay, so your camera quality is basically non-existent, but you sent me the video. Discord. Oh, hey, I see it. Oh, excellent. Thank you for reminding me about the Dishonored. Ah, yeah. Nice. I've never seen that in any of my playthroughs. That's super cool. That's super cool. I'm into that. I'm so like I would play that game again. I know the storyline so well at this point, of course, but like it's still fun to play. As you said before, you have no idea what the fuck it could be, but regardless, it's a thing. Yeah, yeah, it's super. It's such a weird kind of like not oddity, but like fascinating addition to the game. I had no idea it existed, so I have no idea what it is, let alone like what it's supposed to be. So, and apparently, an opal is like a precious gemstone, but maybe for Dishonored world, it's something different. That's fair. I wouldn't doubt it. Opal's a is a very precious mineral. Very a very common trade item in Australia as well. Not to brag, but yeah, it's a very common, well, one of the exports of Australia. Are they really? Yeah. So we actually have such prominent opal mines in Australia that there is an entire town that exists in the center of South Australia called Coober Pedy, which is a place that is actually too hot to live on the surface of. So a lot of the houses are underground. But the reason it was settled is because that's the best place to find opals, and that's where most of our opal mines are, is in areas that are less populated and extremely warm. So one of our exports other than coal and livestock is actually opal. As you can see, not all rot on my channel. So educational stuff too. Too hot to live in. Good fucking lord. Every time you hear about Australia, you think only in Australia. Yeah, that's Cuba PD. Down to a T. Real rough, like kind of area. Not area, actually. All I've ever heard about it is it's actually pretty okay. But like, yeah, very warm, very hard to live in. But yeah, good for opal mining, as it turns out. Maybe. Yeah, what can I say? Australia's a rough place, generally speaking, you know? Oh, oh, I just sneezed. I hope I muted myself, but I hope none of you heard that. You fell asleep on your bed? Fair enough, Linus. You're a busy lad. I actually did genuinely want to ask, how's LCA going? I've seen a few like pictures and posts and stuff, and it looks like it's kicking off. Sent another video about Dishonored. Sweet, sweet. Moment. Give me a mo. Wish I'd thought about this before, but like actually having angles on the posts that hold up the tarps and stuff on the stands just makes sense. And I'm only thinking about that now, and I don't know why. Fool. I'm a fool in a mouse's body. Let me check out this video. Easiest way to kill Chindosh. Honestly, that's a really useful thing. I might. How long is it? Probably not very long. 1 minute. 1 minute. Slow time and sprint through the manor. Oh yeah. Yeah, I do this. I do that. That's how I kill Jindosh in my lethal playthrough. Maybe not as quickly, but like, yeah, I basically sprint and launch myself out his balcony window. Yeah. I'm glad that speedrunners like do something that I do because it makes me feel like I'm doing something right. And if it means anything, you'll only send relatively short videos for me to watch on stream. Sweet, easy as. I I'll probably set something up um so that I can actually show them on stream. I guess I could probably show them but without. Oh, actually, just thinking about it, I could probably show them as long as I didn't have any sound, and then it'd probably be okay. But you guys would still get the sound because I just wouldn't record the sound. I'm just thinking VODs and stuff. They stole my strategy. Yeah. Hey, no, it's always good to know that I may be doing something right, you know, when it comes to games. Validation, really, more than anything. Validation that I can actually play video games. Yeah, honestly. It's up for debate sometimes. Sometimes I'm really good at them. Sometimes I'm just absolute dog shit. Absolute mouse shit. I'll check proportions and stuff in a. It will probably be okay, at the very least. No matter how it is, it will be okay. Yeah. I will do a Dishonored stream at some point, but because I've played them both, I'm sure more people would enjoy watching me play something that I haven't played before. But oh, I'd be keen. I would be keen. Yeah, that pretty. We also saw a video of someone at the door you meet Jindosh at. They kick open the door and kill Jindosh, meaning that they went through his house undetected to unlock the door on the other side, went back to the entrance of the house, and then to meet Jindosh, kill him as he's being cocky about being very safe from you. That's awesome. That takes some real doing. I have managed to infiltrate Jindosh's house and then, neutralize him and then get out without being detected. I've done that, like achievement. And it's not immensely difficult. Like, once you know how to do it, it's not very difficult. That's some big headed thonkage. Oh, absolutely. I think if I remember correctly, the best way to do it is that, like, once you leave like the lobby area, your your heat signature gets picked up by the house and your weight is detected within the house. So as soon as you step out of the main lobby, you're actually detectable. So what I've seen speedrunners do and what I eventually ended up doing for that achievement to not be detected, you actually shoot through the window just above you and then climb out of the main part of the building and climb into the inner walls. Yeah, it's not atrocious. Just follow the space between the walls. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's cool. Like, you wouldn't think of that on your first playthrough. You're gonna need a person. That's size-wise, that's okay. I think. Hmm. person. Need a 3D model. Just of a person. That's why you love that mission, because Clockwork Mansion is kind of two missions in one, since you can transform the house at whim. Yeah. And it's a bit of a like puzzler, you know. It's a puzzle in itself, which is great. It does really add to the fun of it. Oh, wrong way. Wrong rotation. That kind of ever so slight rotation. Oh no, his arm is in his body. Coolest maze mission you've seen in a game, although in fairness you don't know what other maze missions you've played. That's fair. It was definitely like one of the best parts of that game. Like very inventive kind of game design. For sure. And I think like the hold on, sorry, just uh angle correct. And I think the like time travel bit is kind of like that, but to I guess a lesser extent, because that's almost a slightly different mechanic with the same intention of being a very different way of playing that mission. There we go. Players. I'm hidden, or vaguely. Maybe not that faint. Still need to get. I'm just. I use one of the character designs from the Discord. Currently, I think we have one, but I think that's a tiefling girl, and I like have no issue changing the gender of the character, of course, because ultimately a background character. But maybe I want to save it for. May as well actually. May as well use the character design, since that is what the intention of the character design page is for. And you love that Jindosh uses it to toy with assassins. Obviously, a very rich person such as him would do that to flex how rich and powerful he is, so it makes sense from a lore standpoint. Absolutely. Just checking. I was just altering a few little things. I was just like, wow, this music is really loud for me. But then it's not showing up being loud at all. And I was like, that's because my headphone volume is really loud. And I can't hear you guys. So I just didn't, I wasn't thinking, like, why do I have to have the volume up so loud? Don't. Just don't. Straight up, don't need to. All right. Jumping to character design. Where you at? Character design. Error. So, a design by Jellybean. Tiefling Bard. Very, very cute. A very cute design, though. get to it. All right. All right. A bit high. That. Yeah. Go. That is good. Now that eraser is just too big. Can't make progress with that. Oh. I need the reference, so I'm going to just keep looking at the reference. I'm going to ignore it. Want to make sure I get it right. You know, all that jazz. Jellybean shows up. I'm using a male model because I originally planned on drawing a man. No other reason. We are drawing a female character. Sorry, you woke up and phone died. Yes, LCA went well. You submitted yesterday. Hey, good on you. Good luck. I hope all goes well for you. Let me know. Let me know how it turns out as well. What was your film about, if I may ask? Like I'm not doing a service. Bring with it. Like thing. body model. I will fix that, of course. I can. Illustrator. So not. I'm looking at this character, and this character is super cool, but just doesn't kind of fit the stand at all. Like, it doesn't make sense why I should be here, so I'm actually just gonna erase it altogether and then save her character design for something that makes a little bit more sense. Yep, catch my meaning? This doesn't make sense. It's a shame because it's very cute character design. Keen to. Oh, whale. Oh, Mouse, you forgot, did I listen to the Sabaton yet? Fair enough, if I haven't, but they are quite good. I have had a listen to them, they are quite good. I am keen to add them to a playlist myself. Either my jogging playlist or just my general illustration playlist. I like them. A good playlist. It is a good playlist addition, I think. Classic Hunter, Huntress. Good style. Actually, I might even make it just a Huntress. There we go. Greymouse develops. Yeah. As you said, they sing about anything from the Vietnam War to the Polish Warsaw Uprising in 1944 against Nazi Germany, to Simo Haya, who has the most amount of sniper kills at 505 Soviet soldiers during the Winter War. Damn, that is. Yeah, I'm keen to listen to some more of their stuff because it sounds very educational as well as very cool. Okay, that's nice. thing is, going to actually make this huntress a hunter's cowl. So a hunter's cowl actually doesn't have the back part of the hood, so it's easy to take off and put back on. Joke we Sabaton fans say is a metal band has taught me more about history than school. And that isn't wrong. Nice. That's super cool. Yeah, I'm keen. I need to update, like, I need to add more music to my current playlists. Starting to get pretty stale. Hospital. Stand. Mouse, where is this song from? You know it's from a video game or show or something. Let me just quickly check. Battlefield 1. It is called, quite literally, Battlefield 1. So, there you go. So, a question asked and answered. Thank you. No problem. Happy to check. I haven't played Battlefield 1, so I didn't know. I didn't know for the laugh of me. Okay. Classic Huntress boob window. No. But yes. But also yes. Also, Mouse, you want my opinion on something about Dishonored 2? Well, ask it. I would be happy to provide an opinion. And then, just as the boob window was introduced, it is quickly snatched away because I'm adding a archer's like shoulder guard. Sorry, everyone. I was hoping for some boobs. Not staying. I prefer character design over boobs. Solid character design is forever. Boobs are temporary. Stay focused, men. Joke's on you, model. I know how to draw the back of hands. I will alternate things as I see fit. Just because the hand is completely out of place and in the wrong location doesn't mean that you have bested me. Also kind of makes sense that a hunter or a huntress would actually be manning the like target station at a ye olde festival. So I'm happy with this alteration. So I wanted to use Jellybean's design for something that actually makes sense. Since she's a bard, it would make sense that she would be in a bigger town. So I might save her for Timberstone. Or maybe slightly earlier than that, actually, because there is a tavern soon. Sooner than Timberstone. Does the dark vision in 2 suck? Because for some reason you hate it in 2. You're not sure if it's the colors they chose or if it's the brightness or what, but you don't like it. In 1, you loved it, what dark vision looked like and what it did and didn't highlight, but for some reason 2, I hate it. No, I get what you mean. I think inadvertently I ended up actually using dark vision less in 2 for the very same reason. It just didn't look the same. It didn't look... It's actually not even about the nostalgia, I think. It's just that it just didn't look right. And that's the thing. If you've got a thing that... It's basically like Detective Vision in the Arkham games as well. In that if you've got a vision that basically you end up using constantly, it has to be easy to look through, because if it's hard to look through, then you're not going to use it. And Detective Vision was like easy to look through, but also kind of headache inducing. So as a result, you don't use it as often. Like, you don't use it constantly throughout the game. You only use it when you need to. But I think Dishonored 2 didn't do that. Well, it did do that, but then because it's a system that you actually use quite consistently, it's kind of just headache inducing and not very good. Yeah, for some reason it just isn't good. Yeah, it may be the colors or the tone, something like that, but yeah, I agree. This wasn't what I was looking for. Yeah. Yeah, just slightly in character design. She's gonna be pretty visible for a little while. She'll show up in this scene because the scene is at her stand, so she's gonna be there. Gotta give us some intrigue. Just a little. It's one of your only problems with 2. Well, that, and for some reason you can only carry 5 sleep dots. Yeah, that's insane. It does it does like a better job encouraging you to be non-lethal, but holy crap, it's still tough to be non-lethal. Yeah, the sleep darts thing is just a problem. An ever-present problem. And because they're really useful, and you can upgrade them to be more like directly um, punishing for your enemies, like more immediate stuff. But you can still only carry five for some reason. That'll do. If you made me upgrade the capacity of sleep darts, so you start off with five and then get more as you play, that would be fine. You wouldn't mind it at all. Just be a loot whore, and there you go. And all of us Dishonored players are loot whores, so what's the big deal? Well, here's the thing: everything else was upgradable to add more dart pouches or add more ammo pouches for the thing, but not with the sleep darts. And I never understood that because it is inadvertently punishing you for being non-lethal. You'll need a quiver and arrows and stuff fully. The hunt. I was gonna say huntress. My brain went flat. I'll do. That's your point. Make it for sleep darts, and that would be fine with you. Yeah, exactly. That makes it makes perfect sense. Fully on your side. Um, and I can't believe that they didn't. Also sent me another video in Discord. Sweet. I'll check it out in a second. Check it out. All right. really does like. I mean, it really is like a lot. Some people do really think like this, like how is how make how people make digital art. Ain't drop into a grey mass stream and you'll find out very quickly that's not how art is made. Just ain't. Now I gotta just fill in all the little shapes, little bits that I've now not included. But I have a character now. I can actually get rid of this drawing model. Right thing. Yes. Wait. And yes, we do get the power domino and we do get stun mines. Yes, that's a thing, but why not let me upgrade the capacity for sleep darts and I get half the amount of sleep darts you had in one? Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Tuffy, it's no winning. There's no winning there, really. Like that. That and then okay. Cool. Facial detail. Probably just connect the head and neck. Or disconnect the head and neck. There we go. Another note, thank fuck they put in the thing for me to see if I've been spotted or if you've killed anyone. That's why you were able to do no kills, no detection so easily for 2. Yeah, oh my god, what a saving grace that was. Just adding that in. It just makes sense. Just makes sense. That game. Like, holy crap. Yeah, that is a great addition. Like something they easily could have done for one and they should have done it. Yeah, it's a predominantly stealth game. So it is weird that they just didn't have it at first. Like, I fully agree. It's very weird that they didn't have it. First one. That's fine. But now the question is that the right proportion? I don't know. Not really. It also doesn't help that you, and although it doesn't help you, the fact that it has other stuff, like the amount of money you've got, the mission as a whole is a nice touch. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, that's probably. Yeah, that's alright. I can live with that. The bottom rung, like prizes and stuff, and the top, the higher rungs are ducks to shoot. So better just get started on them now. Also, you were wrong. Apparently, it's not Granny Rags painting the basement of Adamai Institute. It's Sokolov's own painting of himself. And you don't know if Corvo knew who Granny Rags was ever happened. Maybe he doesn't realize. I definitely remember a picture of Granny Rags in 2, but I don't remember where it is. It actually may have been in like a devout follower of the outsider, opposed to Adamaya. Oh, it could be Adam. Could have been Adamaya, or it could have been in the town in the level of Adamaya. That wouldn't surprise me. Well, it's not predominantly a stealth game, but you know what I mean. If you're going to have a detection system, let me know what. Let me know that, because something like that is what makes it feel like a stealth game. Yeah, absolutely. If it has stealth in it, it should have a marker. It should have some sort of detection marker. Gonna make this nice and quick. Getting dark in here. I might just quickly give me a moment while I go and turn the light on. It's real dark in here. I'm back. Ready. Oh, hold on. Now I know where I am. Oh. Was New Game Plus popular in 2012? Because that's when 1 released, and if New Game Plus was popular back then, why not put it in Dishonored 1? It would a lot of sense to put in. It would make a lot of sense to put in. Yeah, it would. I don't think it was popular then. Would have been cool to add, but I don't think it was a thing or quite as popular. I mean, one more. If it wasn't popular, then okay, fair enough. How can you predict the future and know what gamers will want in 5+ years? Yeah, exactly. There's no way of knowing. Uh, Easy. Only the two. Control Z and merge these last layers. Merge selected. Well, just completely forgot how to merge layers. I've been doing quite predominantly. Close. I don't need to be this close to draw waves. There we go, much better. Bit too high. There we go. And thank you for the VIP. No problem. I gave it to you last time. You're in my stream so often and chatting with me, but may as well treat you. A little cheeky VIP. There we go. Somewhat. That'll do. That'll do it. Waves, man. Probably like the most complicated set of waves I'll be doing other than the next page, which will be more complicated. It's one of those things that'll get progressively more complicated. Also, Lady Boyle didn't do nothing to me, being that she's the Lord Regent's financier. She aided in the assassination of the Empress. Ah, right, that's the reason. Yeah, still fucked up to give her some dumbass who doesn't realize he could talk to women instead of kidnapping them. Yes, with that in mind, she is involved. Yeah. I would even argue, even then, I don't think she deserves to die either, even with the lethal playthrough. But I guess at that point in the lethal playthrough, it's like Corvo's pretty far gone, and he's ready to just kill for revenge, rather than anything else. That makes sense. And I turn down the music. You want to hear me rather than the music, but the music good, so there's that. I'll turn the music down. Drop the music ever so slightly. Actually, I might drop it a little. I removed the noise. So I realized the reason why the music kept cutting out is because it has a noise gate. It had a noise gate on it, which was a filter I did not add to it. Um, Excel sounds fair, but just don't fucking send it. Yeah. Um, so for some reason, the music filter had a noise gate on it for some reason. So a noise gate, for those who aren't quite as in the know about sound design, a noise gate basically is, well, think of it as a literal gate for sound. So basically, you pick it's like a greatly reduced decimal point of sound wave. So it blocks all minute sound waves. So it's like it blocks tiny sound, which includes like hums and buzzes and little things like that, or for most cases, background noise, as long as it's not remarkably loud. But basically, with music, there are so many subtle undertones and undertone sounds that when I played music with this setup, it just, if the music got quiet at any point in the song itself, the noise gate would just block it. So you guys would hear like the sound cut out as opposed to the actual like music just being quiet. And yeah, freaking wild. It's like I mean, and I was doing like a sound check and I was like, "Oh wow." It's like, so that's why I've not been able to hear, well, that's why the audience has not been able to hear the music or has heard it like cut out for some random reason. And that's the random reason. Noise gate that I did not put on it. It was just there. Frickin' OBS. Pulling a sneaky on me. Also, if I didn't already know, I can blink through the gates in the water. The gate at Lady Boyle's mansion can be blinked through since there's an extremely small hole in it that will let you blink onto the other side, and thus you won't be seen by the guards in that mission. And you can do the same at the Hound Pits. Blink through the really small hole and you won't open it. I didn't know that. That sounds wicked. I'm gonna have to play Dishonored again now. We'll play it on stream at some point. I'll have to re-download it though. So I think, oh, do we maybe not play Alan Wake as the next game? Do we play Dishonored as the next game? You can show me a video. Yeah, send it to me. I'll check it out. Yeah. Ooh, the temptation. I'll have to think about that. I'll think on that. Just get rid of the fucking unwanted line. Don't want it there. You'll have to play Dishonored first and record it though, but regardless, you shall send it to me when you can. Absolutely no rush. That's all good. But yeah, like, if there's a way of doing that, sweet. Alright, so there were teddy bears and they kind of looked like, wait, maybe there's a YouTube video. Maybe. Those little squishy little bee butt. You know nothing about Alan Wake, so it'll be your first experience with it if I play it. I'm definitely gonna play it. It just, I guess the question is when, more so than anything. And I'll play the remaster. That'd be cool. And you're tempted to play Dishonored? Fuck that, you mean very tempted? Do it, man. Dishonored is so freaking good. You know, like, do it. Just do it. Description from the Gramoose. Play it. Play Dishonored. It's great. It's the best. Oh, no, you mean say Dishonored as in to vote for me to play it. Oh, well, you do whatever. Do whatever you like. Whatever you'd prefer, of course, yeah. I'll set that up in the Discord. A vote. Or I might set up a few votes. So like one vote in the Discord and then one vote on Insta. I mean, that one definitely. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell Twitch. If you go back to where Empress Jessamine was killed, then you can hear very faint ghostly voices. Yeah, I remember that. Very spooky, but also super cool. Lovely little addition. And it can so easily be explained away with like, oh, it's just like people in the distance talking, but it's just like, nah, if you believe, then you're just like the ghost. Ghost of the only woman Corvo ever loved, other than his own daughter, but not in the same way. Also, I said Dishonored got flack for not portraying women in a good light. Why was that? I forgot what I said. So basically, I think until Brigmore Witches come out, the only women that were in the game were either service staff or prostitutes. Lord Mouse, we know it's not the same way. Yeah, but I remember hearing um, in like a Dishonored Facts video that it got a lot of flack for that, apparently. Well, there are women survivors, so not prostitutes or service workers, but that is a fair argument. Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those things. And I know in the next game, um, female representation is very good in that in every single walk of life, there are women working in the same professions as men and stuff like that, which is really good. So like it's very clear that there was never the intention of depicting it that way. They had an idea for the story and that's what they went with. Just an unfortunate um, afterthought that they didn't realize about or didn't think about. Fine. Yeah, it's just a dated thing, not wrong, but dated. Yeah, exactly. But other classic toys, classic carnival toys. I did bears and stuff on the previous page, but they were to the far left and Dogan's head's in the way, so. uh, what- Do you remember getting an audio recording of one of Slackjaw's men called Crowley, and it's of him dying, and then you give it to Slackjaw and so that he helps you? Yes, I do. I do remember that audio recording. Some of like the worst voice acting. It's canon that Granny Rags is who kills him. Yeah, but it's like it's also like some of the worst voice acting in a game, which it's so as a result it sounds kind of funny. Never a way to react to someone dying, but like, damn, funny. I just do what I did with the ducks. Oh, it is awful voice acting. No, no, no. Yeah, it's so bad. Hey, the budget had to run out somewhere. It can't all be a masterpiece, you know. Such an early game. There had to be some shortcoming. I never thought of it that way, but you wholeheartedly agree. Crying, laughing. Yeah, that it had to run out somewhere. So honestly, Crowley's voiceover is fine to be crap because everything else is great. Now what else? Oh yeah, just a few extra toys. This little elephant. I really, I can't just say I really like elephants. I love a lot of animals. And if I keep going, I really like this particular animal, then I'm going to be doing that for pretty much every single animal that I can think of. I really like bees, and well, that's not an animal, but you get what I'm saying. I really like orangutans. But I have that little orangutan on my standing desk screen. Little little squishmallow punga. When the guards find him, they say, "What do you think?" And his friend says, "Well, I think he's dead." And here I am, like, ah, yes, the two best investigators in all the Empire. Yeah, exactly. Well, they're narrowing down the issue, aren't they? The animal toys are adorable. Gotta have good animal toys. Oh Jesus, gotta have good prizes. I might give the dogs slightly unique uh, patterns. Well, why not? No, not a plus. That's dumb. Um, Guard sees dead bodies and knows it's a dead body. Also, Guards, yep, he's not alive. That's for sure. Narrowing it down, narrowing down the possibilities. Something, you know. Um, we are Venom. We are Bug. Cool. There we go. I guess I need to add crossbows and stuff to the table. But other than that, it'll just be background pieces. and onto color. Also about Dishonored continuity, if you kill the Pendleton twins, there's a poster and a reward for your capture saying you killed them, but if they disappear, it says they went missing. That's cool. That is cool. Nice. I would have just a little bit extra. It is far away, so that's fine. It's just like, I'm just like, is that just a tiny crossbow? A little bit. Also, I guess it should have like a stand. Something. Have a stand or something. Otoro. You hate one of the Pendleton twins being in the steam room because a prostitute is with. Oh yeah, because a prostitute is with him, and the easiest way to kill this asshole twin is to use the steam, but it also kills this innocent prostitute. So you never use the steam since she didn't do anything to anyone. She's just doing her job, really. After all, she could just be faking about liking him and stuff, and you can't judge her for that. Yeah, she's just doing her job, really. More so than anything. Doing a job. She could hate him for all we know, and she's just making conversation to make the time pass. Exactly. All we know for certain is that she can tolerate him in a professional environment. Other than that, we have no idea. She'd clearly she doesn't deserve it. Life is hard enough as it is, like, she's just doing what she can to get by. At some point, like a prostitute who is like breaking down in tears because she just can't stand what's going on. Like what's happening in the Golden Cat and stuff. I can't remember. Wouldn't surprise me if it was a different game with prostitutes and stuff, but it's still like ugh. Also, she's massaging his hand, technically meaning she's giving him a hand job, and you love that. Yeah, nice. It's like nice and safe, nice and safe, like implication, and that's great. All right, now to background. What did I have in the background? You don't know if that's like in Dishonored, but you do believe it. Yeah, it's hard to tell if that's like confirmed or not, but like it's still funny, still very funny. Kids, why you're laughing? She's just touching his hand. Older gamers, I tell you when you're older. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. All right. So what are we checking? One panels. Make sure I've got everything right. Okay, so there's a lemonade stand behind this one, which is good. There, lemonade stand. Ah man, Undertale. That's good. Make the grass higher. Really? Be more complicated than that. There's a game that does that. Like it's a kids game that has like a subtle implication to sex or something along those lines. I can't remember what the game is, but it's like, oh, it's funny, but it's also very weird that you decided to put that in this game. They're all pretty bad, actually. Bad lines. That's why you loved Shocking the Art Dealer, because when you first played Dishonored, you were like, my guy, you obviously aren't a prisoner or something, so why the fuck are you here? Ask them to untie you, and they will. And I thought nothing of it, since you just wanted the safe code, and then you discovered the biggest jungle of them all. We mortals call it the internet, and then thought, oh, okay, hey man, I'll do your thing, I guess. I won't judge. Have you fun? Hmm. Yeah, I didn't get it at first either. When I did eventually, I was just like, oh god, this is fucked up shit. But hey, whatever. It gets you off, you know. There we go. Way better. Way better. Actually, don't draft player either now. It's weird and in the way. Even when you're having fun, people in Dishonored want to be hurt. Good Lord in heaven. Ain't that's just the nature of their world, isn't it? Nasty, unforgiving, have weird fucking. I mean, completely normal kinks. I'm not gonna yuck the yums. Do whatever you like. Don't be weird about it. Right. I'll tell. This feels off. Something I really should be doing. Should be looking at the establishing shot that took me like 2 months to draw, but I maintain that continuity. Jeez, what's wrong with me? Ignored it so long. Dang, cool. Would have probably made my life so much easier if I'd just been an idiot about it. Oh well. I learned. I'm learning. So it's fine. Fine for me to make these mistakes. It'll be less fine later on, but that's fine because I will have learned. All I could possibly hope is that it wouldn't delete anything. I, I would be okay if I just deleted my work accidentally. Problem. Ah. And now I gotta draw the trees. Which is the easy part, because there's no continuity with the trees, because how the fuck could you... I mean, you can maintain continuity with the trees, but like, holy shit, that's such hard work. And it's thankless as well, because no one will notice. Yeah. Because no one is paying attention to every single tree that exists within a comic and goes, oh, this tree's not the same as that tree in page 5. Having hypothetical arguments or with hypothetical comic book critics. All right. What more do I need to add? Just I guess maybe just like an inline theme, and we're good. The color layer. Stretch. Okay, I'm alright. Stretching. Stretching the devil out of me. Oh, pardon me. That was the devil. I swear. I promise. I am thinking so. This is the page. I might add a few more little things like extra panels in and move these panels around a little bit just because I feel there can always be um, more to emphasize. That's fine. I will do that in between streams and then show you guys as well. Yeah, like I'm not super keen on the idea of just breaking the. Oh well, I'm not actually breaking the 180 degree rule. Because in this space, we're looking at Ratchet and then back to Dogen, so we actually still have that 180 degree space. If I were behind Dogen and also behind Ratchet, then I'd absolutely be breaking that rule. But even with that said, I'd rather be happier with dimensions. So I ain't going to maintain this. I will add a few things in to break the, well, not break the rule, but realign it more properly. Big lemon on this build. Let's draw that. Big lemon. Big old lemon. There we go. Lemon. Saves me some time and effort drawing good trees and adding shadows to trees, but lemon. Straight from the Dishonored wiki, with it being from Dishonored, the Corroded Man comic book. Ooh! Choosing to spare Dowd was one of the hardest decisions Corvo had ever done. Taking all of his willpower not to kill Dowd outright, him, but to banish him instead. Corvo was never sure he made the right decision, but thinks that Dowd living in fear is worse off than just being dead. I think so. And honestly, yeah, that would be an insanely difficult decision. This is the man that killed not only your empress, but the woman you loved. I mean, the fact that they're the same person, you know. But yeah, uh, I'd personally rather Corvo kill me. How much can he do? How much he can do is legit scary. Yeah, exactly. You are not safe. You would never be safe from Corvo. If he wanted you dead, you'd be dead. And mother of your daughter. Yeah, exactly. You killed this person who has just the most importance to his life. He, he's her reason. Well, it's like his main motivation for so much. The love of his life, the mother of his daughter, the empress whom he is the sole protector of. Like, yeah. He has a vendetta against you. You fucking earned it. Okay, that's good. Might also add some silhouettes because it just makes the frames look nicer to have just a. You mean Jesus Christ, he fights Dowd, who is like one of the best magic users, and Corvo is like, yeah, yeet, bitch, so there's no way I'm bitch ass living. Yeah, exactly. Even in his dreams, Corvo kicks his ass. Like, absolutely mops the floor with him. He's not winning. Like, he knows that if he goes in a fight against Corvo, Dowd is only getting older and will never be as strong as he was um, when he killed Jessamine. Ew. Apologies, I'm checking. I'll relate this to Dishonored, but Mouse, did you ever play COD Zombies? I didn't. I haven't played that. Someone's just sent me a video and said, this reminds me of you, and I'm just like, okay, I'll look at that in a second. 'Cause, I love those. I love those messages. Like, when your friends just go like, oh, hey, I saw this thing and it reminded me of you. It's like, oh, that means the world. You know? It may not be much, but it's sometimes just really nice to be. Black colors. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I was like, didn't know where the like scale, well, brush size increase was. I was just staring at my Wacom, just like, is this thing? Okay, so in COD Zombies, Group 935 are a Nazi scientist group who make zombies, and that's why zombies exist. 935 is the safe code for the Regent safe in Dunwall Tower, and that's the only reason why you know it so easily. Huh, weird. Very weird. But also very cool. Shocking. Again. But I mean, there are like an infinite number of an infinite amount of number combinations. So the chance of them being the same is rare, but it's not zero. I assume you found Corvo's and Jesamine's secret room in Dunwall Tower. Absolutely. Of course. Yeah. The Tower of Shag. Of course. The fact that she had a bone charm above the bed because apparently they in Dunwall's Mystic Histories it outlines that bone charms actually were said to prevent pregnancy. Well, sorry, I mean it could be a reference to COD Zombies, or it is a reference. Oh, almost certainly, or most likely, because the chances of that are pretty rare. So yeah, it is cool though. do what I do usually. Called the grey mouse coloring method, also known as the juvenile child method, which is you just add the colors, you just throw the colors in and don't color within the lines or anything like that. You don't need to yet, you do those details later. But it looks like a child has colored in this page. And I call it the grey mouse method. I know exactly what note you're talking about with Bone Chums being a form of being the pill. Yeah, exactly. Did you ever kill the guy in Dunwall Tower who's saying propaganda over the loudspeakers? I think I know what reference you're leading up to. I did, but I actually never got the reference. As in, like, I never got to hear Carrie Fisher speak through the loudspeakers. So I ended up feeling like I killed him for nothing. I know that reference. Kind of dishonored fan do you take me for? I know Carrie Fisher was the replacement. Yes, you do know it, you fucking cool game. I see. I see. I see. I know you're based. Yeah, based. Never said that without complete irony. So that's the first time I've ever said based without just absolute irony. Shit. Am I cool again? Am I cool now? Am I hip? Am I the one with the kids again? Maybe. Probably not. After asking, probably not. Almost certainly not. Which is so weird. Like, yes, it's cool, but getting Carrie Fisher in your game must have been so surprising. Almost certainly. Like, it wouldn't even surprise me if they were just like, she was, or she, like, maybe even was just like, I don't care where you put the voice. Like, it can be nothing. It can be, like, a really hidden reference. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if even she broached the, like, idea to make it so hard to find. Am I cool? Am I hip with the kids? Fuck, mass. Look, man, my sense of humor, admittedly, it's like the just asking. Because I know it's dorky as fuck to be like, am I cool now? Am I cool? But that's the heart of what I do. Heart of why I'm funny, somehow. The heart of how I've made it this far. My endearing personality. I almost didn't say that properly. I almost said endearing personality. As if I had like some sort of a fucking stroke. Do that just so you can be an annoying shithead and that's your win. Yeah. It's a bit fun. Bit of fun. Nothing wrong with it. I need a tree. There's a tree. Sweet. Still in that color. Tree color. So messy. Such a messy kind of like villain thing. But it works. It like genuinely works so well. Then I don't have to jump to other panels to just get the right color for something I'm working on. Which can be so disorienting, not only for me, but for people watching. I'm just bouncing from panel to panel, give people whiplash. I just don't need that. and has a skin color. Might change that, but it'll do. It will do. Oh, that's not the color. Way too brown. The 100% straight guy, that beard is daddy vibes. Yeah, that was always the intention with Dogen. I was like, Dogen, basically he serves as the mentor figure to our hero Ratchet. However, I want him to be sexy. So, bam. Dad beard. With a nice bit of grey. Perfect. Always the end goal. Fuck mass, as you said that, you choked on your food. Well, hey, part of the risk. Part of the risk you partake in when joining this stream. I will say stuff like that. Because I am not a 100% straight guy. So, can't yuck my yums. Is that I'm mentored to the hero, but I want him to be sexy. Exactly. Gotta have a little bit of the sex appeal. Otherwise, what the fuck am I doing with this series? I have a later series planned that follows a different character, and that's all sex appeal. I'd rather choke on him. I'm just saying. Probably would. Real out of the box. Just, yeah, probably would. He's, like, of the characters I'm expecting to get, like, that kind of a response for, Dogen is definitely one of them. Dogen. I mean, he was originally the concept art was based on Ewan McGregor or Obi-Wan Kenobi, more specifically, like Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan. But yeah, of course he ended up being sexy. Was it an accident? No, absolutely not. That's top tier daddy vibes. Exactly. We need a good father figure, and Ewan McGregor kind of fits that, sort of. Give it a green interior. The pants are green. Alright. Messy, but it worked. Way too yellow. Oh, this is gonna be monotonous. He has an absolute banger of quotes and one-liners. My guy drops in the middle of battlefield with a Jedi killing Cyborg, and he says, "Hello there, God, what a lad." Oh yeah, he is top tier hero. Got the bants, got the charm, he's got the charisma, style. It's great. What a professional. And he gets the ladies, sometimes without even fucking trying. Exactly. Killer. Absolute killer. Oh, Tetsuo's song. Hell. Straight away. I know that intro, even though it's been years since I've played Assassin's Creed. I think the actual shelf full of ducks itself actually needs brown based on the previous panels, but like, not an egregious mistake that I've made. I will just fill that in. Fine. I don't have a set deadline for this first chapter to be released, so I'm safe. And as you said before, that's Ezio's family, Federico. It is a good life we live, brother. Ezio, may it never change, Federico, and may it never change us. Ubisoft presents Assassin's Creed 2. Yes, perfect intro to a beautiful, beautiful game. Then it instantly changes them because one of them becomes an assassin and the other one becomes a dead, as the Italians would say. Spoilers. For anyone who hasn't played Assassin's Creed 2, I won't tell you which one. I won't tell you which one becomes a dead. There we go, saved it. You played a lot of 2, and maybe you forgot, but got it. But it is true that for AC2 you need internet. Read about it somewhere. Don't know. I don't know. Grandmaster saved it. I thought that was someone talking to me. It's just Nightbot. Have I said yes? But very good call. 7, 2 hours and 20. Aim and 3. Like to. But we'll see. Get if it's Brotherhood or 2, but love doing the giant squid in the water Easter egg that really scared the fuck shit out of you. Damn it. Damn it, what happens if you fall? Yeah, I can't remember if it's 2 or Brotherhood either. It is cool though. And for a game that like just don't expect that to be included. Catch my drift? This is not a thing that you think of happening, but it's wicked. Ooh. Yeah, you'd expect it to be in an open area with lots of water, but nope, it's just underground somewhere. Why? Well, because that's why. Yeah. I mean, more even so like than that, in that it's a game that at the time Assassin's Creed was like almost a historical uh well, it was like historically accurate to like a certain degree. And so you don't expect like a giant squid to be like prevalent or evident within it. It's like it's almost like a little bit of a break from the realism of the rest of the game to a certain extent. Yeah, like it's supposed to be accurate to the time period, but it's just there because fuck it, I guess. Yeah, exactly. It's a fun little thing, but it's also like, what? Doing here, giant squid? Not supposed to be in this time period. Or are you? Maybe it is historically accurate. How can we be sure? We can be. Historical records are pretty accurate. If a ancient period like that saw squids in sewers and in aqueducts, there'd be historical accounts for it. Mouse, what was the scariest part of Dead Space for me? That's a good question. Um, the later parts of the game were less scary just because I'd gotten much more used to. Thank you for the hydrate. Much more used to the game's like mechanics and the way the game worked. So fear wise, it would have to be um there is a section in it that, and I was more upgraded and stuff. Yeah, so I didn't feel like I was in quite as much danger. Um, there was a section, and I think there's a clip of me doing part of it, but there was a section where Kendra told me to just run, and I was like, you don't have to tell me twice, and like basically blood was in my ears. I didn't look at chat at all. I was just running. Like I just got Isaac and ran, and we ran through like I ran through like two or three different spaces in which you were actually supposed to fight as well, but the doors weren't locked. So I ended up running out and like continuing to run, and I managed to actually get away and get out of that danger zone. And I actually got through one of the chapters much quicker than I expected to because I ended up running through a big chunk of one of the earlier levels. Not a big chunk, but like a fairly noteworthy amount. And like you can tell when I was like genuinely scared as well because when I was just like talking, my voice raised as well. Like I raised my voice a lot more. Yeah, there's a lot more necromorphs, but you're more prepared. It's harder, but you're stronger. So kind of, so what? Yeah, exactly. And there aren't, and like at that point, at the later point of the game, it's like there will be new necromorphs introduced and stuff like that, but you will have faced all of them to a certain extent. And I didn't struggle through the game as much as I thought I would, but with that said, I died enough times to get to a point where I was no longer startled by the unique different like the unique types of necromorphs. I was more just frustrated with them. Or not frustrated with them, but like aware of them, and I was just like, I know the ones I don't like, I know the ones that I do like, and I know the ones that I know how to take care of. Like I know how to take care of each of them. You really did the run, 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 fuck, run, Isaac. Wait, shit, yeah, did I actually get away? Yeah, I did. I ran through just a huge part of the level. I didn't look back. I saw stuff burst out of vents, and I was like, I'm gonna keep going. Fuck it. I'm just gonna keep going, and I did. And then I ended up actually getting through that level pretty safely because of that. Which one? Oh, it's not that I didn't like them. It was more like there were ones that I was just like, oh, this one's gonna, these like types of necromorphs are gonna give me trouble. And the ones I found, like the tall guys, they were like, oh god, here we go, because they take a lot of damage and then they split apart into harder to hit enemies. And it's not a criticism, and it definitely didn't frustrate me, but it was also like I was just like, those guys are like not fun to face if I'm low on ammo, I guess. The quick guys I liked because they were kind of just like goofy. Which ones were they? I know how to beat them all. Oh, I knew how to beat, like, eventually by the end, I knew how to beat all of them. So none of them were issues. And none of them were frustrating. I'd like to make that point very clear as well. None of them were frustrating, but some took more hits than others. And then because when I was using, not mouse and keyboard, a controller, my accuracy just wasn't there. Oh, tall guys, which ones were they? They were the ones that, like, basically they dividers. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. The introduction of the dividers was genuinely very terrifying because it was just horrible noise and then them slowly approaching. Just the one guy approaching. Yeah, those are called dividers. Okay, got it. Yeah, I had like various names for most of them. Like just randomized names. Not randomized, like descriptive based names because I'm Australian, so I name things based on descriptive categories of them. In Australia, we have animals and creatures called brown snakes because they are brown and they are snakes. Uh, we have snakes called carpet pythons because they are pythons and they have been seen on carpets. Very Australian to name things based on appearance. Uh, I don't know what you're talking about for them being scary, gets flashbacks. Yeah. I think more so than anything, their introduction is scary. They're not particularly fast, they're not particularly dangerous outside of them splitting, but when it was introduced, it's like, oh god, what the fuck? And it's just this tall, horrible, gangly thing. Damn, those are some long ass names for animals. Yeah, but it works. People know what a brown snake is because they know what a brown snake looks like. They can identify it. I'm not saying it's a good way of naming animals, but like it works. So we don't complain. Did I tell you what happens if the crawling head thing kills Isaac? I think someone did. It like rips your head off and then replaces it. Then you like wander mindlessly before the you're dead screen comes up or the game over screen comes up, and I was actually genuinely so glad that I didn't get killed by one of them because that sounds fucking grim, like real fucking grim, and I didn't want to have to see that. Like, not that I couldn't handle it, but it's just like, ugh, that's the stuff of nightmares. Gosh dang. Discord. Got a Discord. Send me another video. I'll give it a look. Uh, oh, well, I guess the guy was also. Can't blame it for taking like a while, but I was just like, oh, damn, if it actually takes that long to get you. Not, it's actually super avoidable then, but like, damn. You were on low health and it caught you. And yeah, that's nasty. Actually, I don't remember, but I don't think I had any of them grab me even. Green Path from Hollow Knight. I know those songs. The back of my hand. How much longer will I stream? About 15 minutes, give or take. That's your favorite death in one? Yeah. That's a pretty, like, inventive death. But yeah, about 15 minutes, and then I'll raid out. Fuck! Raid out, get some sleep. All that jazz, I got work tomorrow, so gotta go do that. Gotta go be a responsible adult. And such. But there may be a point in the near future where on Mondays, I might be streaming full time. On some Mondays, I might be streaming full time, so I will probably start in the morning and then go until about this time on a Monday, which I'm kind of looking forward to doing, and it's all kind of lead up to the first week of July. I will be working full time on the comic, so for a whole week I'll be working full time. We have to raid Grandma's Inc. You always say this, and we never do. I do, but he's never on. Never on when we raid. Which is the problem. I can never seem to get him. I always type his name in and it doesn't work. Just doesn't have a very consistent stream schedule, I think. Pretty disrespectful to his viewers. He clearly doesn't care about them, you know? Or is that what you say because I hate him? Could be. Could be. Don't know him. Don't know him well enough to hate him. Can never raid his stream. He's never on when I'm on. So how could I hate him? I don't know the dude. Yeah, we just have a long running rivalry, Greymouse and I. He's so apathetic about streaming that I just can never catch him. And let him know about the rivalry. Start some Twitter beef with old Greymouse. I don't know if he uses Twitter. And I don't think Instagram's the place to start beef with somebody. Hydrate. Oi! Enough hydrating. Don't make me put a limit on it. There. You know what? I feel like this is going to be preemptive, but I'm going to take care of this. I'm on to you. And if you don't hydrate, that means you'll become dehydrated. And that means you'll die. That means you won't finish Rat Baby. And you won't let and you won't let that happen. I'll hydrate in that case. As you can see, I'll only hydrate once every 30 minutes. But yeah, checkmate. Every 30 seconds sounds better? No, because I'd piss myself and then get water on the brain as well. You can be too hydrated. I don't need to be that hydrated. That's not the life I want to live. I already, because I've started like eating healthier and living slightly healthier and stuff like that, I'm already like, going to the bathroom pretty regularly. But do you feel like this is the music from Skyrim? It very much sounds like it is. It is. Oh, moved on to a different song. Hold on. Yeah, it's Solitude. Solitude. But yeah, because I'm living healthier, I use the bathroom more. Weird. I don't want to use the bathroom all the time. Yes, you know your nerd shit. Yeah, of course. That's a pretty that's a good song. That's a good one to recognize for sure. I else Grasswise, yes. I don't know why I was looking in the sky. Grass spaces to fill in. Grass dominantly on ground. To keep your nerd license. On you. after it. Too much faff to line that up. There you go. Mouse, what do you hate and love about Dishonored 1 and 2? I'm gonna start with what I love. I find it's great. And I'll start with that. So what I love. Start with Dishonored 1. So what do I love about Dishonored 1? I love the world building. I love the ambiance, the art style, the art direction. It's all great. Story is incredible. Game design is good. It's a really great first-person parkour involved game. What I dislike about it is that stealth in the first one, at the very least, is rough. Like it's real. It works, but it's pretty rough. In that because it's first person. First person stealth kind of feels a bit all over the place, or not so much all over the place, but you can't be certain. Like you couldn't guarantee that just because you like it's the same like baby like object permanence kind of thing. You can't be certain that they can't see you just because you can't see them and things like that. Story isn't the best, but it's serviceable. Yeah, it's great. It's really good, but it's not perfect. Sure. Um, I found I found the story beats really good in that it was like you get um Emily back pretty quickly in the main game, and then it kind of takes you on a turn. That being said, I actually found the Dowd's base to be the least interesting of, like the assassin's base, the whaler's base, be the least interesting of the locations. Um, and I definitely felt like they didn't do enough with the dregs. So the area where there's just corpses and weepers and nothing. I think they didn't do enough with that. And then the stuff that they did with Dowd's base area, I actually found quite dull. Um, but all in all, still love that game a lot. Very, very good. Dishonored 2, I love that the art style was improved like 100%. And as a result, every character's face is just a piece of art rather than just a serviceable character. Story's also still good. Though with that said, I found some of the villains less memorable. The I can't even remember her name. Goes to show, like some of the villains are less memorable. You kind of their motivations are more evil, but more directly evil, less twisted. Oh, I almost forgot, but in one you can only do drop assassinations, but in two you can do drop knockouts. Why didn't they give us drop knockouts in one? Yeah, exactly. Why not? It makes so much sense. Yeah, that also, since you've reminded me, I didn't like that they didn't provide drop knockouts. It made non-lethal playthroughs so much harder. Weepers and guards and other NPCs seem to not interact with each other unless you act upon it and make them fight, not counting the scripted sequences either. Yeah. And to be fair, a lot of this can be kind of marked down to like it's an earlier game. The code may have just not been there. Or it may have been just a huge rigmarole to just make it work. So there's always that. I like Dishonored. I actually think I like Dishonored 2 more than I like Dishonored 1. Interestingly enough, because I know a lot of people do not share that sentiment. But for me, like as an illustrator, art direction is the most important thing for me. So as a result, a more beautiful game that maybe contains a lot of the same mechanics and things like that is gonna always get my respect or my favor more so than a game like the original, I guess. Also, you said that Luca Abel's painting is him copying Jindosh and it's very shittily done. Which painting is this? So, on his balcony, just outside of his office, there's a canvas that he's been painting on, and it's because a big part of Luca Abel's character is that because comes from such a wealthy background and from such a well-off background, he is bored with everything because he's done it all. He engages in orgies all the time because he's just he finds no purpose in life other than his decadence. Yeah, it's abstract painting. It's not an abstract painting. I found it really funny because you actually go, it's a self-portrait, but it's really badly done, and it's because what I suspected, I think it's not written in any storyline or anything like that, or any like story evidence, but my belief is that he tried to be like a great painter of his time. It's no, it's a slightly larger canvas. It's not a smaller painting. Um, but he tries to be like a great painter of his time, like Sokolov and Jindosh. But because he doesn't have any of that experience or that training or that talent, it's just a shitty painting, and I find it really, really funny. Uh, uh, but with that said, that is 3 hours. Okay, yeah, you know which one I'm talking about. Yeah, I love that painting because it's so fucking dumb, and bad. It's very funny. Oh, and I guess it's fair to add Delilah's paintings as well. I think Delilah's paintings are some of the best. I haven't played Death of the Outsider. I think I really like her paintings because they're so vivid and vibrant. But with that said, one thing I disliked about Dishonored 2 was that they actually tried to um, condone Delilah's actions in that because she was like a sister. Well, she was Jesamine's sister. Um, there's so much of Dishonored 2 is dedicated to explaining why she's seeking revenge, and it's like I don't care. She's the bad. Like, it's why are you humanizing this character when all she's done is be horrifically horrible? So she's not earned that kind of redemption without redemption. So I dislike that. But yeah, with that said, I'm gonna set up a raid. Yeah, Delilah's paintings were so vibrant, but Sokolov's just look realistic. They aren't colorful, so to speak. No, there is a beauty in that kind of vibrance, but yeah, they are just not quite the same. You said 15 more minutes until we raid. It hasn't even been 1 minute. Damn it, Mass, you're lying again. We don't even have that, you responding to that in chat anymore. It's been that long. Now 3 hours and 3 minutes. I've gone over my time, really. You think I can't see through that? With that said, I don't. We got Nev and a few people, but maybe it's time to raid to somebody. Maybe. Ooh. Delilah's were fucking send it instead of make it look like how it should. Yeah, exactly. And I really like that. It's a really cool style. I'm super about that. Just Ellie. I think it is. Someone I've looked to raid. Haven't yet. So I know a streamer who knows her, basically. Yeah. Okay, fine. Just leave 2 hours early. 5 hour stream is coming. I will have a 7 hour stream eventually in the near future, as long as I get the compressed hours that I'm looking to get. Then I will do a longer stream. Don't worry about that. But with that said, because I have work tomorrow, I gotta call I gotta call this stream short, clearly. Only a cheeky 3 hours. But we're gonna raid into Just Ellie Will Do. He's playing Breath of the Wild, which is just an amazing game. But with all that said, I will see you all double digits or nothing. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe one day. I'll do a 24-hour stream if we get to 1K. How about that? So then there's a bit of back and forth. We don't get to 1K, then I won't do a 24-hour stream. There, the incentive is now on you. But anyway, let's get raiding. Thank you all so much for sitting in. And I will see you all next time, where we'll be playing video games.